You know, oftentimes safety becomes the most hated job in the company. And honestly, it's because the safety manager has taken on a role that they never should have took on. I'm going to show you how to stop being a policeman and start being a teacher. You have to do this if you want to be successful in safety. Let me show you how. Hey, before we get started with the video, I wanted to take a quick time out and tell you how you can download a free OSHA audit checklist. Simply go to my website, Help with OSHA. You can click right there on the homepage and you can download a free OSHA audit checklist. This is the best way to prepare you and your team for an unexpected OSHA inspection. All right, so the other day I was having a meeting with a manager that I have the utmost respect for, and he gave an analogy that I thought was just perfect. And he probably got it from someone else, but it's one of those things that just stuck with me and I wanted to share it with you. He said, when safety acts like a policeman, it's kind of like when you look up in your rearview mirror and you see the blue lights flashing and everyone gets that feeling of, whew, I don't like that. That's the feeling they get if you're sitting there trying to catch them doing the wrong thing and write them up, right? They get that feeling of the police are here to get me, the safety guy's here to get me, he's out to get me. I don't like it. But on the other hand, if you have a problem and the fire department shows up, you know that they're going to help you. They got hoses and extinguishers and axes, and they got things to break down the door and to put out the fire. And yes, you might be in a big mess, but they're going to help you get out of the mess, right? Now, this isn't a knock on police, because I know they help us get out of messes too, but just for the analogy, would you rather have the blue lights in your mirror, or would you rather have that feeling of, oh goodness, I'm so glad that they're here to save the day. The firemen are going to be heroes. You want to be a hero in your plant. How do you do that? Really simple. You become a leader instead of a policeman. Now, there's a whole nother video I'm going to share with you that explains this, but I want to give you the nuts and bolts of it right here, just to kind of explain what I'm talking about. You see, we have a tendency to think we're in charge of safety. I'm the safety manager, I'm in charge of safety. That's not the way it works. Actually, the expectations should be set beforehand, right? There's expectations set by OSHA standards and by different regulations, and there's standards set by the company, the owners of the company, the leader of the company, the group of executives, the leaders. They're going to decide these are our standards, these are going to be our safety rules, and this is what we're going to set the expectation that we're living by this. Now, under that, we have to make sure that we are communicating what the rules are. So we set the expectation, we communicate the expectation, and then we inspect to make sure that people are doing what we expect them to be doing. Now, this is where we want to grab the police hat, put it on, and go out and say, okay, I'm checking to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But I'm telling you, that doesn't help. What helps is if you step out like a leader and you say, I'm here to hold you accountable to what you already agreed to. Now, I'm not saying that's going to make you you're everyone's favorite manager or the favorite person in the room, but you're not the boss. You're not the one that's holding them accountable to your rules. You are simply being a mirror and showing them these are the rules that we all agree to follow. Now, I'll explain that a little bit deeper in another video, but for right now, just remember, you don't want to be a policeman. You don't want to be running around trying to get people in trouble. You want to set the expectation, clarify the expectation with clear communication, and then you're going to inspect to make sure people are doing it. When you inspect, you're simply going to point them back, and redirect them. Now, if they can't be redirected, then there might be some discipline that needs to take shape. But to be completely honest, typically what I find, it's more a lack of communication than it is I'm stubborn and I'm not going to do it. So, with that in mind, do everything you can to keep the people you work with safe. Be a leader, not a policeman. Be a fireman, not a policeman. Do everything you can to keep the people you work with safe, because no one should get hurt at work.